What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today I'm wearing a sweater in July because I live in a basement and the air conditioning's on and it's cold. And I'm also filming this directly after a video that I posted last Monday. Yes, last Monday. Because I told you guys that I was back and I meant it, and I want to film multiple so that I can mean what I say. And today we're talking about probably one of the best fountain pens that I've used in a long time. You guys can read the title. You know what it is. It is the Leonardo SUPERNOVA fountain pen. And holy good Christmas, this is a beautiful pen. I will be showing you guys close-ups in a moment, so have no fear. But this pen, first and foremost, big shout out and thank you to Emmy from Pen Venture. He did send this to me for the purposes of review. It is on loan. I do not get to keep it, and I'm not being paid at all to do this video. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because, like I said, giant spoilers coming up. This is one of the best writing fountain pens that I have used. And honestly, one of the most beautiful fountain pens. And that's saying something because I've had the primary manipulation before, which is something I'm becoming more acquainted with as it starts to become a little bit more popular. But it's becoming popular for a reason, because it is 10 out of 10, bellissimo, gorgeous, I love it. So this is the Twilight. This is the SUPERNOVA Twilight, which is a limited edition. There's only 199 being made of each subset, and I'll get to that in a minute. I happen to have number 17 out of 199. But guys, check it out on his website because holy stunning Batman. Like, would you just look at it? It is absolutely gorgeous. It is a bigger pen. This is a grande for sure. It's about the same size as a Visconti Homo sapiens, a little bit longer than a Visconti Homo sapiens, but you know, girth and whatnot, weight is very similar to a Visconti Homo sapiens, if you've ever used one. Up to a regular Leonardo body pen, it is the grande size. You can get this pen in 4 different finishes. I have the rhodium trim, which is my personal favorite, aka silver. Silver is my preference. I don't usually like gold trim very much, but for those who do, you can also get this in gold, rose gold, and ruthenium. So ruthenium is that like kind of black coating. And you can get it in a ton of different nib variations as well. I wrote it down so I won't forget. You got extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.1, elastic fine, and elastic extra fine. So you have 7 different nib sizes, 4 different finishes. You got the whole barrel you can choose from. And it is a 14 karat gold nib with an Ebonite feed, and one of the best Ebonite feeds. I have used some Ebonite feeds that have had some problems in the past, but this, simply stunning. And it's also visually one of my favorites. Like I said, I'll show you guys better up close and personals in a moment, but it's one of my favorite Ebonite feeds because it's the super skinny kind, and I just adore that. It sits really, really nice in my hand. Like it's just meant to be in my hand. And I like the fact that it's a big pen, but it's not a heavy pen, which means that you can use it for really long writing sessions, and it's very comfortable. You can post this pen, but it just becomes really long at that point. Still not super back-weighted for being really long, but considering the entire cap rests off my hands, it's not bad because it is light, but I use it unposted, and I think the majority of people using this pen would also use it unposted. Obviously, you know, choose your own adventure. I'm going on an adventure. If you do, but yeah, there you go. It is a little bit expensive, but I truly believe with this pen you get what you pay for. So it's posted for 533 euros with no VAT, 635 euros with that, which according to Google translates to roughly $776 Canadian, or $584 US. Canada, as always, we always get the rough end of the stick because our dollar is shirt prices. But you know, we just gotta suck it up. That's the reality, unfortunately, of living in Canada in the fountain pen world. But I truly believe that if you can afford something like this, that this would be a forever pen. In fact, Emmy, I do not want to give it back. I will, but I don't want to. I have this currently inked up with Sailor Kikyo, or Kikyo, however you want to pronounce that, which you'll see in a minute. And like I said, spoilers again. Is it spoilers again if I've already said spoiler and said what I said? One of the best writing fountain pens I've ever had. And if you did watch last Monday, then you'll know that it hadn't been used in nearly a month, but it was inked up and it wrote with no problems. So yeah, I'm going to stop babbling about this pen. It's just perfectly streamlined, nice flat tops, great rollerball clip, just simply, oh, so beautiful. Why don't I just flip the camera around, show you what it looks like, show you how it writes. Let's just do it. This Supernova is one of the most beautiful things that I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, it just is so shimmery, but yet not like obnoxious shimmery. It's just like the perfect amount of glitter. I adore the flat ends here. On usual like Leonardo's, you'll have like a little bit of a conical shape at the top, but this doesn't. It's totally flat. The usual, rollerball clip where when you pick it up a little bit, you can't really see it, but it is turning, I swear. And then you have a really nice thick center band here. That's gorgeous. And it says Leonardo, Italy, engraved in the cap there, which again, you don't really see that much. And then you have the body, and it's like a straight flush. And you just get like purples and teals and golds, and it's just the depth to the material is so beautiful. And every pen is going to be a little bit different, but it's just simply stunning. You have a little silver cap here before you get to the turning knob, and then silver at the bottom, and it tells you what pen you have out of 199. And it is gorgeous. You turn it, you got one and a quarter turns to take off the cap. You do have a fairly big step down here, but I mean, the grip section's massive. So like that step down is like by your thumb knuckle, so you don't feel it. And then you have a really nice ink window, which I quite like. I don't like pistons that don't have an ink window. Really shallow, not sharp at all threads that are really not intrusive. And then you have the grip section, which is a little bit like it's relatively standard, I would say. It kind of dips a little bit in the middle there for your fingers. It's really comfortable. And then you have the 14 karat extra fine nib. Now, obviously, I have an extra fine. You can get a different size, but I really like it. Got the Leonardo Italy engraving. And then on the back, the best thing ever is an Ebonite feed. And I really like the look of these Ebonite feeds. I like the really skinny look. I don't like beefy feeds, and this is gorgeous. And it fits really nicely in my hand. It is a bigger pen. Like if I were to take the original size Leonardo, it is a much bigger pen. So this is certainly a grande. Actually, let me see. Do I have... let me go next to a Visconti. So it's very, very similar in size to a Visconti Homo sapiens. It's a little bit longer than the Homo sapiens when capped, but the body size is very, very similar. And when you take off the cap, again, slightly longer, but pretty darn close. And I would say the grip section is maybe like 0.5 millimeter bigger, but basically it's the size of a Visconti Homo sapiens. I was about to just like choke over my words there. But that is not where the beauty of this pen ends. No. The beauty of this pen is how it writes. It writes like a dream. It is really nice and wet, which is why like this extra fine nib really writes, I would say, more like a fine. Like if you're used to like Western fines, this definitely writes more. It's much broader than you would think an extra fine would be, because it is so nice and juicy and wet, which for me is the best possible outcome because I love fire hose fountain pens, and that helps to also make it really, really smooth while you write, which is just dynamite. You do get decent line variation, but it's not at all a flex pen, so do not use it as a flex pen, but should you need to squeak it, you can. For reverse writing, it's actually pretty darn smooth and 100% legible. So that's amazing. Now, granted, I'm using a pretty saturated ink. So if you're using something like, Diamine, not Diamine, like Herbin Diablomenth, you may not be able to use it too much because that's like our super, super light colored ink, whereas this is really saturated. But yeah, you're good to go. I've never had any hard starts or skipping with this pen. And I have left this pen, if you watch my previous video, unused, capped, obviously, but unused for well over a month. And it started up with 0 issue. This nib, to me, writes like a 10 out of 10. I absolutely adore it. I very much love the body shape. I have written with it for really long journal sessions before, and it was fantastic. So Emmy, thank you so incredibly much for sending this to me. I want to keep it. I won't. I know it's yours, but I want to keep it. And guys, if you get a chance, please check this out. This is probably my favorite Leonardo pen I've ever written with. And that's saying something because you all know that this extra fine on a regular Leonardo pen with Diamine Writer's Blood, I'm going to put that as a caveat, is basically like one of my favorites. But this, I think, beats it. So once again, Emmy, thank you. For those of you who've stuck around this long to watch, thank you for sticking around. Hit that like button if you liked it. Hit the subscribe if you have yet to do so. New videos will come out every Monday and Friday. Please check the link to my Patreon account in the description if you'd like to help support me and what I do here. And I will see you next time. Bye.